20% down. So that is the number a lot of folks think that they need to put down in order to buy their first home. My name is Sherman Milton III. I'm a local real estate advisor, and I'm here to educate you. So when it comes to your down payment, 20% isn't a requirement. It's an option. So recently I had some folks there, hey Sharon, we want to buy a house, but we don't have enough cash for our down payment as well as our closing costs. So me, being a little nosy, I was like, how much cash do you have saved? They're like, oh, we got about 20 grand, and then our family is going to help us with another 10,000. So it's like, okay, you got about $30,000 for your down payment and your closing costs. How much are y'all planning on spending on a house? Like, oh, range, we don't want to go over, $300,000-$400,000. It's like, oh, you definitely have enough money to put down to purchase a home. And so that's a big misconception. A lot of folks say, hey, we don't have enough cash to buy our first home, because every website we go on, it states that down payment is 20%. So listen, back when your grandparents bought a house, yes, 20% was very, very common. There are a lot of institutions and banks that want to help first-time home buyers or buyers in general purchase their first home. So therefore, there's a lot of different loan products out there that'll help you get into a home. There's actually some 100% financing options where you don't put anything down out there. There's FHA, which you can put down 3.5%, as well as there is actually a conventional product that some banks offer that allows you to put 3% down. So 20% down, you don't have to do it. What happens is when you put 20% down, you don't pay what's called PMI, which stands for private mortgage insurance, which at the end of the day is just another monthly fee that you pay on the loan to essentially insure that loan, since you don't have a lot of equity in the home, right? So with FHA, you're going to have PMI on that loan for the entire time that you have that loan, unless you refinance, right? When it comes to conventional, that PMI will fall off once you have 20% equity in the home. Some of them make you wait a certain amount of years, etc. Me personally, whenever I bought my condo, I put 5% down. Instead of me putting 20% down, I put down 5%. I gutted the entire thing. I redid the kitchen, I did the floors, I did the bathrooms. I redid everything in the home. And then a year, because I had to wait a whole year, is what they told me. I called the bank and I let them know, hey, Sherman Milton III here. You all did my loan. I want you all to take PMI off. They're like, what do you mean you want us to take PMI off? I was like, hey, listen, like my condo is worth a lot more than it was when I first bought it. And I know I'm well over that 20% threshold. So they sent me out a form that I had to complete. I sent it back in. I paid like a $250 fee. They sent an appraiser out to come do an appraisal on the condo. And they determined that, yes, my home did increase in value. And so that's how I was able to drop PMI. So I got into my house with 5% down, right? So yeah, 20% is not a requirement. Reach out to, your local real estate agent, reach out to your local financial institution, whoever you bank with, chat with them and ask them, hey, what are your requirements, or what loan programs you offer that can help me get into my first home? Which brings me to the next topic that a lot of folks would like to bring up, is your grants for your down payment as well as your closing costs. Now, when people throw out the term grants, a lot of folks are like, oh, you ain't got to pay that money back. Listen, I am here to tell y'all that ain't nothing here free, right? So first-time homebuyer grants, they're great. I love them. A lot of my customers use them, but I will let you know that not all grants are created equally, right? So if you do decide to do a grant, you need to make sure that you do the research, right? Some grants are forgivable. Some grants aren't forgivable. Some grants require you to live in the house for X amount of years. Some grants, say, hey, if you live in the house for X amount of years, we will forgive X amount of percentage every single year. Some grants says, hey, listen, when you sell this house, you're going to run me my money back, right? So that's why I always tell my folks, grants are incredible, grants are great, but make sure that you do your due diligence to figure out what that grant entails. And then some actually do, like you don't have to pay them back. They don't care if you move, but listen, if you take that grant, they consider that income, and at the end of the year, they're going to send you a tax form. So that's why I tell my folks, do your research on the grants. But I'm just here to let you all know that 20% is not a requirement. You can buy a house with no money down. There's lower down payment programs, and then there's also some money in your local areas, depending on your income level, where you want to buy at, etc. So reach out to a local agent in your market. Get with your financial institution. If you don't have an agent, reach out to me. Shoot me a DM, and I can get you partnered up with some of my folks that I work with throughout the U.S. and in NARAB, which is National Association of Real Estate Brokers. I run the local board here in Tampa. Great organization, and I can get you partnered up. So that's all I have for you. I just wanted to share, some misconceptions with you all. It's your boy Realtor Sherman, and I'm out. Peace.